Good day, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about work study, which is a very important concept in industrial engineering. So, let us start with work study. What is work study? Work study means carefully examining how work is done and finding better and more efficient ways to do it. The ultimate goal of it is to make jobs easier, faster, and make the production more cheaper and more efficient. For example, let us say you clean your room and it takes about 15 minutes to do it, but you think and find better ways to do and you complete your work with just 10 minutes. Now that is work study. So work study has two major parts, which is method study and work measurement. First, let's look into method study. Method study, which mainly focuses on how the work is done, which means mainly recording and examining the way a job is being done and then improving the way the job is being done. The idea is to remove unnecessary steps, reduce the effort, and save time and cost. For example, let us say a work is being done in a chips factory and peeling potatoes is an important work in the factory. If workers peel each potato slowly, one by one, it takes a lot of time to do the work, but let us say we introduce a simple potato peeling machine, which makes the whole process much easier and it makes the work being done within much less time. That improvement is the result of method study. Let us see where can this be applied. And one of the best things about method study is that it can be applied in a variety of domains. It can be used in industries, in marketing, sales, and in warehouses, in material handling and production units, in construction sites, hospitals, in army, and even in the agricultural sector. For example, even in a house, let us say you take your kitchen, you keep your ingredients like salt, oil, and other spices together. It helps you cook faster and it helps you save time. Now let us move on to the objectives of method study. Now, the objectives of method study, it mainly aims to improve the use of all the resources, which means men, machines, material, the time, and money. It reduces unnecessary human effort, which can help to improve the plant layout, and we can improve the design of the equipment, which can help us to do the work in a more efficient manner, and also we can increase the safety of the workers and reduce the cost of operations. Now let us see the advantages of work study. If work study is implemented properly, an organization gets many benefits. The production becomes smoother and ultimately the productivity increases. The manufacturing cost drops, which ultimately leads to the profit. The delivery becomes faster and more reliable, and the work gets better. Of course, the working conditions get better, and there is better relationship between the workers and management, which is of course good for the company. And even workers get more job satisfaction, because when workers get more job satisfaction, they do their work better, much than before. So basically, work study makes the work environment cleaner, easier, and more efficient for everyone. In general, method study has 7 steps, which are select. The first one is select. The first step is selecting the right job to study. We usually choose jobs that take too much time or cost too much and have safety issues. For example, let us say in automobile industry, the major steps include assembly of the car seats, painting of the panels, material handling of tires or other parts from storage to the assembly line, fastening bolts on chassis, and inspection of welded joints. And among these, the job we choose to study is painting car body parts, because it is the most time consuming and it also has quality issues. Similarly, let us look into an example from the textile industry, which mainly comprises of the weaving processes in looms, dyeing of fabrics, cutting of the garment, and holding and packing the shirts straight away to delivery. Among this, let us choose the cutting garments patterns, because it is frequently done and there is large material wastage in this process. And uh, if we further study and optimize this process, of course there will be betterment of this process. Similarly, there are multiple examples for this, and so on, like so. And the next step is record. Once we select the job from step 1, we record all the information about how the job is being done currently with this job, and we can use various methods such as flow charts or process chart, and or even simple notes to study the way the work is done. And then we think about better ways, which is we do through examining. We record it, we study it, and now we examine to find out better ways to do it. In this step of examining, we question every activity that is being done, such as why is it done, where is it done, and when is it done, how is it done, like so. And among these questions, we can split the questions into two types, which are primary questions and secondary questions. Now, let us look at the primary questions. What are primary questions? When we the primary questions are found to be finding the purpose, place, sequence, person, and means. But if you look at the purpose of primary questions, it is carried out with a way to eliminate, combine, rearrange, and simplify the activities. Other than the primary questions, you may ask a question, what are secondary questions? When we ask deeper questions, those questions are known as secondary questions. Let us see. During the secondary questions, the answers of the primary questions are further subjected to queries, and we can receive much detailed answers. And so, let us move to the next step, which is developing of the new method. After examining everything through the primary and secondary questions, we create better and improved method, which is developing of the new method. The new method must be practical, economical, must be safe to handle, and it must be acceptable both by the management as well as the workers, because not only by the management, it should be also applicable and it should be satisfactory to the workers also. For example, let us say in a assembly line, using a conveyor or trolley to reduce manual carrying, let us say it is not only applicable to the workers, but also it should be manageable to the management also, and so on. And now the next step is defining of the new method. Here we should clearly document the new method, and we should clearly make the description of the new method, in which we must document the steps involved in the new method, the cost included in the new method, equipments and the layout changes that must be done according to the new method, and what are all the expected savings that we can receive through the new method. This makes the method easy to understand for everyone. And the next step is to install. It is nothing but it is to put the new method into action, which can be done through mainly three phases, which are namely planning, arranging, and implementing. Which is nothing but we plan it according by conducting those various meetings, arrange the resources, make a short list of what all the things that are necessary to be done, and we train the workers. We train the workers, test the method, make sure that this can be more effective than the previous method, and you rectify what are the problems that arise within it, and you rectify it. And at last we implement it with the current system. And at last, the last step is to maintain it. Implementing the new method isn't that tedious to do, but the ultimate thing to do after that is to maintain it. We regularly check the new method, and we make sure the workers follow it correctly and they don't face any issues, and there aren't any other issues that arise to the management also. If so, we make necessary changes and we maintain it in such a way that the new method is acceptable to everyone, because maintenance ensures the new method stays effective in the long run.